Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Annalisa Maria. I'm currently in my bed. My excuse was going to be that it's a really rainy day because it has been incredibly rainy here, but it actually is a weird sunny streak right now, so I don't really have that excuse, but I had a really busy week and I am very tired, and my bed is very cozy and warm, and I have a heated blanket, like a heated electric blanket here, so I will be staying here, and I apologize for the less fun than usual background, but I still wanted to get a video out for this channel this week, and I figured kind of a easy but still like good, I guess, video that I've actually been meaning to do for a really long time. Like, it's a concept that I've always really liked and that I like to watch other people's videos of, but that I've never actually done myself. Is just sort of like a chill draw with me or whatever, where basically I draw and you're there and you can be drawing too if you want. I think that would be really cool, but basically I'm just gonna kind of talk to you about what I'm drawing and whatever comes to mind. I also thought this would be a really good video to make because I've done a number of sort of art videos on my channel now with like some speed paints of my drawings, but I have been learning a lot with, I now have a real Apple Pencil first of all, and then I've also been just learning a lot in general about how to use Procreate and a few things about technique. I tried pretty hard to like dive into that, and then a lot of other things became a higher priority and I didn't end up learning as much as I want to, but that's still something I really do want to revisit as a high priority. I just don't currently have the time in my life to do so, but I have learned, I feel like, a lot of different techniques still since I first started showing my art here, and I kind of wanted to give a little bit of like my process and so you guys can actually see what I'm doing, because I know that it's really hard to tell in a speed paint where everything just appears really fast. And if anyone has any advice for me on how to do things easier or more efficiently, I would love to hear that as well. So yeah, let's get into it. So what I thought I could work on today for this video was this sketch I did this morning of this sort of like magic user elf-esque character. And the reason I wanted to kind of pick a sketch that was already mostly done was because I am so bad at like sticking with a sketch and deciding to actually turn it into a piece, and I didn't want to come on here and waste a bunch of time making a bunch of sketches I wasn't happy with and then having to reshoot, and then also I'm sure I'm going to have to edit a lot out anyways to keep like the time reasonable. So I thought if we skip the whole sketch creation process, that makes it a little bit easier. So I hope you guys don't mind that the sketch is already done, but we're going to basically be turning this from a sketch into, hopefully I will get there, like a fully rendered, colored, like illustration. I'm not that good at doing that yet, but this is giving it my best shot, and hopefully you guys will find something interesting in it or be able to give me advice too. I was drawing this character because I've been playing a lot of Skyrim recently, and I'm also having my boyfriend play it, and he's playing it for the first time, so we're both like really into it right now. And this is not my current Skyrim character, but it is kind of inspired in pieces by her, but it's definitely a different character. My current Skyrim character is a Breton Priest of Mara / Thieves Guild member / heavy armor user. She's kind of interesting. These bottom layers over here are like this original sketch I did that was not as good and I was not happy with, but I was like, I like the character I came up with, so I'm going to try and redraw it again based off that sketch. And then now, basically I feel like there's two general ways that people approach line art, and that's either like cleaning up the sketch / being okay with messy line art and kind of working around it, or just like making it as neat as possible from the sketch. And then the other kind is like redrawing super neat line art over the sketch on a new layer and using that. And I feel like I usually tend to do the second one, but I feel like if your original line art looks really good, it can look really good to just keep it, and kind of the messiness adds like charm if it's done well. I don't know if I can do that well, And I also, I don't know, but I have been sort of losing the charm of my original drawings when I do my clean line art recently, so I was kind of like feeling like I'm gonna try that. So I think I'm gonna go with that. So this will be our line art layer, but I already like see stuff I want to fix. This one looks halfway decent, and I don't want to mess it up. But I heard you're kind of just supposed to make the outside lines a little thicker. So, alright. So, I know it's still like pretty messy, but I think I'm gonna start going in and doing my color blocking. And I usually kind of end up going back and changing some details of the line art as I'm doing the colors, because I just find stuff that I want to change or fix. But I think that I'm happy enough with it to at least start on that process. Okay, so for my base colors, I used to have such a method, and then it started failing me, so I kind of like have a different method now, but I'm gonna go back to my original method. I'll explain what I usually do, and might make some tweaks here and there, but this is just me trying to improve that method. So basically, I want a layer to clip stuff to, like of my whole area where I'm going to have color. So I am using the freehand like select tool to do that. I used to like do this thing. Oh my gosh. Wait, I literally forgot. Should I do that? I used to do this thing where I'd like outline the character in like a little bit of a thicker line, and then I'd like fill bucket that with or I'd use it as a, here, let me just show you. Let me just show you my two methods. So this is my method that I was using before I learned that second method I haven't done yet. And it's way more tedious and kind of annoying, but they both kind of have upsides and downsides, but I'm going to demonstrate them both, and we will figure out which one I'll use. I'll probably use the second one, but at this point I feel like I've done way too much work with this freehand select tool for it to all go to waste, so we're just gonna make this anyway. Whew, that's annoying. So that's basically one option. And then I'll show you the second option, which I guess technically takes just as much work, but it doesn't feel like it does. So with my second option, usually I go into a new layer, and then I go into the layer with the original line art, and I usually make it way lighter so I can really see where I marked on my new layer. And I just like, that's the thing I don't necessarily like about this Apple Pencil, is that it gets smaller when I zoom in, and I'm not necessarily looking for that. And I know there's probably a setting to change it, but I am like too exhausted to like look for that right now. But yeah, basically I go in and do the same thing I was doing with the lasso tool, but with my pencil, I guess you could say. Okay, so basically, once you do that, first of all, you can see it looks really good, actually. I think I'm gonna keep this for sure, because look, without. So I'm going to go and set this as my reference, and I'm gonna make another layer. And I usually just do like a gray or whatever, and then, am I on the right layer? Yeah. And then I just drop somewhere in the middle, and I fill her. I would like to fill it out a little bit more, so to make sure there's like no gaps in the color, I usually just go in also with the same color and fill those in manually. I honestly have no idea what to color this character because I don't really have a full concept for what she is, but I think she's gonna be some kind of elf. Maybe like dark elf. I don't know how to do it, but I want to make it more like yeah, like that, you know. Yeah, that helped a lot. So I think I'm gonna do her skin on like one layer. I also still have not cracked the code on like how to divide up your layers and like what to put together and what to keep separate for like maximum efficiency, but also like organization and like sometimes like you run out of layers. Okay, so like right now I see that this in aligner, like these fingers need to be a lot thicker, so I go back to my pencil and I give her thicker finger lines, and I feel like that did help. I think actually I'm also gonna put her skin up here, like she's wearing, like the skirt is just like then her legs, because I just feel like that's cute to show just a little bit of leg. So this is what I do sometimes, which I think at this point, because I made, yeah, that's so opaque it kind of looks fine. Sorry if I'm not making any sense. This is kind of like what's in my brain when I draw, and I'm kind of like just saying out loud, so I'm so sorry if it doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, so now that we've got the skin, let's go for some hair, and I'm kind of thinking like the dark elf, like maybe some like dark green hair. Like I don't know why, that just sounds kind of like slay, but also I'm realizing now that I feel like that might give more like wood elf, so I think I'm gonna go more like blue. Yep, blue. Oh, that's a big brush. Another piece of advice I really like to incorporate that I've heard is, and this is me fixing the line out again. I like to like kind of make sort of a blocked out area whenever there's like a really dark shadow just in the line art, because it would be black with the style, I guess. But I finished the hair, and I'm trying to decide what color like her main garments should be, and I'm thinking I really want to lean into like blues and purples, need to do some like purple highlights on her hair and stuff too. I'm gonna do this, which is something I do a lot, which I've learned is a nice feature of Procreate, which is you can go into Harmony and you can find complementary colors, analogous, etc., etc. That's really dark, so then I'm gonna go maybe and lighten it up, and I think that may be something I will follow. For this like outer thing, since she is still kind of like a warrior or whatever, I want to do something that maybe kind of looks like leather, or something that's at least semi-protective. Let's see. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with like all my base colors here. And I'm about to start like shadows and highlights and rendering and stuff. But before I do that, one of the first things I like to do, and by the way, this is how many layers I have. I don't think that's how it should be, but that's how it is right now. But one of the first things I like to do is actually just go onto this layer, which it has everything clipped to it. And I go and I literally just jump around with my inking pen and I fill in all of the gaps of color where there should be color there, but there's not. So I'm going to do that, and then we will start shadows and such. Okay, so now that we filled in our little gaps and our silly little base layer looks like that, I'm going to make a new layer, which I'm also going to clip, and this is going to be my shadow layer. And I think I'm going to do maybe like, I'm not sure, like would green shadow look cool? I'm not really sure, but I want to do that thing where you basically put it on multiply and like lower the opacity, because it's really easy to make really cool looking stuff, but I just don't know what color would look good. But we're going to start out doing it with green, and then we will see, we may need to switch the color eventually. Alright, now that I think I have most of my shadows in, I'm sure I missed a few here and there, and I'm definitely the type of person that goes back a lot and cleans things up and adds things they missed, because I feel like I miss things at different stages. But I think I'm going to try and add in like my highlights and start like sort of the final rendering process. Okay, so I ended up actually deciding I think that this purple looks a lot better than the green I originally went with, so I'm deleting that. And then I'm going to do a few things on here before I get to my highlight. I'm going to add blush on her cheeks, and I think I'm going to like kind of add some more depth to the irises. But this video is getting really long, so I will join you again when I do that and we'll move on to the highlights.
Okay, we had a brief intermission, as in I actually went to sleep and it's completely the next day. Apparently I was wrong and I couldn't completely have the stamina, at least that day, because I have done it before, but not yesterday, to take the sketch from a barely finished sketch to a fully finished illustration. But we're going to attempt to finish that up this morning. And there's not really very much, but I just wanted to show you what I have and finish it out together. So if you had to take a break, no judgment. We're doing what feels good here, right? Why draw if it doesn't feel good to? So okay, so the good news is I'm actually a lot happier with it than I thought I was going to be when I came back to it, because I kind of feel like what happened at the end was I got so used to looking at it, I was like, do I even like this anymore? But I think I do like it. As you can see, I added some stuff since we last spoke. I added this like weird magic smoke stuff by just mixing a bunch of these random brushes and kind of hoping that it looked magic-y. And then I already went in and combined all my layers, which is kind of annoying. But I actually did want to edit her eyes a tiny bit. So I'm gonna go back in with my regular soft pastel. Okay. And I was going to try and maybe harden those edges a little bit, because I feel like it looked better with a little bit lighter and a little bit maybe more solid edges, but we'll just see. I just wanted to add like a little bit more depth into her eyes. Yes. I feel like that looks acceptable enough. Okay, so basically I'm on to final details and background. I think I'm gonna do something really simple for the background for this because I'm not feeling super inspired for some sort of complicated background, but I am going to go, I think, yeah, I'm going to use this pastel brush to, I think, touch up her hair a little bit more, make it feel a little bit more alive. And then let's see, does this go anywhere else? Yeah, I'm gonna use this on her sleeve as well to kind of blend out, or her dress, to kind of blend out those weird places where I have highlights but they just look really weird and boxy. I feel like this will help. And then maybe also, yeah, add some brightness to the insides of those folds. Maybe a little bit onto these gems. So I think I'm happy enough with her to call like the main drawing a day. I might go back and change things because I feel like I always end up doing that, but we're gonna just play with the background now. Oh wait, actually, I want to show you guys this too. The final thing I usually do after I feel like I've finished the drawing is I usually like make a duplicate and I experiment with the color mapping, because I find that a lot of the times Procreate is a lot better at coming up with the colors than I am. Gradient map, there it is, gradient map. That's what I meant to say, gradient map. And sometimes, okay, so I'm getting the vibe that for this drawing, I did do a pretty good job of keeping the colors kind of going together. Ooh. But it's like, that's so interesting. She looks like more pink. I just like to kind of pick through them and experiment. Like, that's also cool. That looks weird. What if I did like a shadow of that? Okay, we're gonna play with this really quick, and if it doesn't work out, we're just gonna pretend it didn't happen. So I don't think that that's giving exactly the look I was thinking it would, but I still like it. So I'm keeping it. And I'm probably gonna play with color maps again. Like, that looks so cool. But it's just not the same if I like that. But I think I actually do want it a little bit less. Oops. Okay. Now for the background, I have honestly no idea, but we are going to figure it out, guys. We're gonna figure it out. I'm thinking maybe I should start by filling it with something that's more, like, goes with the palette. Like, that already looks better, unless, like, she's, like, floating around in white. But I don't know what else to do. I'm kind of, like, really bad at coming up with ideas for simple backgrounds. But What is this brush? That's no good. That's no good. I like playing with the brushes, but I feel like a lot of the times it just looks cheesy, and I'm like, okay, that was a mistake. Like, these are just giant crystals. They're literally just giant crystals. Give her some giant crystals. I don't know, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Alright. That's a possibility, but probably not. Let's see. Driven snow. I don't know, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that the elements are like behind her. Let's see if we can do some weird, like, like, what is this? What is this? What is that? What is that? I don't know. We're messing. We're keeping it going. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Do random stuff until I think that it looks okay. Hue, saturation, brightness. Ooh. I think that like the pink maybe looks good. Yeah, okay, and then what if I did like some sparkles? What if I follow this pink kind of thing I'm getting here? So maybe on her eyes. I don't know. You can't even see it. It's a star because it's so small. But it is. And then a little bit of a bigger one. Some little ones throughout her hair. I feel like that's pretty good. I feel like that looks pretty good. Okay, so then the final thing I do after I do the background, and I'm sure that the background kind of looks janky, and also, by the way, I always usually make a duplicate in case I really feel like I messed things up and I need to go back, but I don't usually end up going back to the duplicate. I usually end up accepting my fate. But this is my drawing so far, and then again, if anyone knows a better way to do this so you don't have to do this, please tell me. But basically what I do is I make a duplicate, and then I'm also going to go in and delete anything that I'm not using, and then I merge everything together again, and then I do gradient maps again, because boom, then you get really freaking cool looking stuff like that. Like, what is that? Why does it look so cool and 100%? Like, what? Whoa, I kind of like that one. So I think that that's gonna be my drawing. I think that that is it. I think that we are going to call it that. This looks appealing to me. Like, if I saw this drawing, I'd be like, I really like this drawing, which basically is my marker of like, I'm proud of this and I really enjoyed doing it. So now that I finished it, I'm going to sign it, and I'm going to use my little pencil, making her small, and I try to sign usually somewhere like inconspicuous, so like by like, oops, that has like a giant amount of stabilization on it that makes it unusable for some reason. But I'll usually try and sign it somewhere inconspicuous, and I do my initials, and yeah, I do it on a new layer, and then I usually do it bigger so it can be neat, and then I'll move it and shrink it to like the size that I want it to be in the final drawing, which is actually bigger than that. I would like it to be a little bigger than that, like that, I think. Yes. So, and then the very final thing I do, which is kind of like to protect from AI stealing it, which probably isn't really honestly going to be an issue. Like, I don't think the AI is harvesting my drawings or trying to, but just in case, since that's like something people are so like scared of in the art community, I was like, but Shay, better not let that happen to me. So if I'm going to post something, which I think I will post this because I am pretty proud of how it turned out, then I use this weird like watermark thing that I made, which is basically just my name written a bunch of times, and I put that over the whole drawing, and then I put it on overlay, and then I turn down the opacity usually until you can't really see it, and then hypothetically that protects from AI. So if that doesn't even work, someone please tell me, and if there's a better way, again, please tell me. But that's that, and now we're going to export it. So yeah. Okay, gang, we finished after a laborious evening, and then the rest of the day. We have a finished drawing, Skyrim inspired mage character, dark elf magic user. I'm really happy with how she turned out. I think she's really cute and pretty, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me while I drew this, and if you drew something with me while we were drawing today, I'd love to know what you drew. I hope you found this video entertaining, or at least a good way to pass the time, and if you like my channel or my personality per se, I have way more videos on my YouTube channel about a lot of different things, a lot of art related things, but also other things that are maybe more structured and engaging than this video, but I still hope you really enjoyed it, and I appreciate you so much for being here. Thank you, subscribe to my channel, bye!